I see you found your way to my ship. It's cool. Kick your shoes up at the threshold. Come on in. Come kick it with your TT. You have to bear with me. Right now, getting my son to daycare was probably the most complicated thing I have done today. And I'm thick of it, okay? I'm thick and tired, y'all. I'm thick and tired. Let's dive into maybe part 2. I think I'll be able to close it out in part 2. I'm gonna get this to you guys when I can. Like I said, it's gonna be, today is Wednesday, so you'll get this recording either on Wednesday, close to Wednesday, or with Wednesday in mind, honey. It is what it is. Anyway, so where we left off, I had met this really handsome man on POF. We had known each other known of each other for over a year and some change, but physically we just met, right? He was cool. He just couldn't drive, and hence we call him Whiplash. Baby could not drive to save his life. Baby couldn't drive to save my life. Baby couldn't drive to save anything, okay? The brake pads on his Mickey Fleeky car. I'm telling you, that boy was terrible. He was a terrible driver, y'all. And I looked past it. That to me, I can say honestly, was a red flag. But I looked past it, and here we are. Now, before we really hop into our story time, let's go ahead and make sure you like the comment below. Drop a like the comment below. LOL. Like this video, drop a comment below, and just rock with your TT. You know what I'm saying? Let her know how she whipping this ship. And also, if you feel a little non-committal and that's just too many steps, drop a spaceship emoji so I know that you're here. You're not using it anyway. You're sitting on the sofa anyway, not using that spaceship emoji, right? I don't even know if I did an intro, y'all. That's how flabbered my gas is, okay? But just in case I didn't, let me just do it now. Stay dreaming, stargazers, and what? Crewside members, to your favorite celestial auntie Josephine, coming to you with another flight. And it happens to be a story time. Do you hear me? Okay. The brother couldn't drive. That's why his name is Whiplash, baby. He could not drive. I'm talking about, it was so bad. It could be no obstruction in the street. None. And this man gonna slam on them Mickey Fleeky brakes. His turn, he can't just turn like normal people. He got a wide turn and slam on the brakes. Like I said, I'm so smitten with this man, even though in the previous story time, he was kind of tripping about our second meet up. Because our first date, though my neck was tender, my back was sore, and my knees for sure was going through. I figured, you know what I'm saying, so he can't drive, it's fine. And then like we met up, and then it went how it went. I'm like, well, maybe he's just passionate. Some people are like that, and I'm not going to hold someone for having their own standard on how they like things to go. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I was pulling up on him. So I was taking that 55-hour drive to come see him fairly often. Why? Because I liked him. And one thing about me, if I really rock with you, I will go the distance, okay? I will go the distance. I will drive in my car, and I'll pull up on you, because that's just what I be doing, y'all. I don't know, I be doing too much sometimes. In my youth. Well, no, I can't even say that, y'all. I be doing too much. And that's why we're here in this predicament currently, right? Oh my gosh, y'all. So I'm realizing that my mouthpiece is in, and I am Mr. Petrocelli in this video. So sit back, y'all, because I'm spitting on everybody. People, please. Settle, please. First time I pull up on Mans, right? He definitely had like a bachelor pad type vibe. I did notice that he had the master bedroom, so I'm like, okay, so he probably is the primary breadwinner in his friend group. Shut up, girl. homeboy who came down to either ACL or South by Southwest, he was there. So the homies would just pull up. You know, what I found out is him and his folks, they did music. Okay, cool, whatever. I'm not tripping on that, especially during this time frame. It's just the bras in the front, you know, listening to music, watching movies or whatever, eating snacks. He introduced me to the folks, but because of how he acted the last time, I'm like, let me not make too much eye contact, because I started up again. I'm sitting here, hey, what's up, bruv? Like, chopping it up. Just chopping it up, not even on no funny shit, just like laughing and joking. They got something on the TV, I'm chiming in on the TV. I'm here, I'm in a apartment full of men, so I need to know what your names are, what y'all be on, like what kind of, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out what's going on, because I'm here with you in your space, and your space is full of the bros, you know. I guess once again I'm too friendly, so he was like, all right, well, we about to go to the room, da 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 da, and I'm like, oh, here he goes again. All right, bye guys, like, talk to you later, peace out. And I, you know, roundabout face, and I pivot to the room. We're sitting there chilling, doing what adults do, and it's a vibe. Like, I really like him, and whatever we got going on, I'm like, I can see what's up, you know. So that's what ends up being the case. I don't think went on another actual date after that. We would hang out, and then I would leave. Rinse, wash, repeat. You feel me? And that's fine. I'm definitely not here to say too much about that, because if I really rock with you, we could do that all the time. But also thinking back on it, there should have been, you know what? Let's call spade a spade. I didn't want to get in the car with that man. He was a gentleman enough to like want to pick me up and like go, but I don't think in my heart of hearts and in my mind's eye, I wanted to be in a vehicle with that man more than I had to be. Yeah. Now we've created a rapport. And one thing I want to say is, no matter how cool you think you are with somebody and their homies, you are never that cool with them and their homies. You feel me? They up here, sis this, sis that, da 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 da, beat it by the boop, and I'm chilling in it, because after I gauged that it was a safe space for me to be, and also because he ushered me straight to the room and we were just kicking it there, rightfully so, I'm not tripping on that. We're at the phase where it's like he's bae, he's boo. You know, it don't take much when you like somebody for them to become boo and bae. So he didn't became bae, he didn't became boo, but forever and always that man's name is Whiplash, because to this day I know he don't know how to drive. One of these days I'm kicking it with one of my homegirls. I think I named her Lollipop. Y'all, now I will say there was definitely a moment where I was wrong for this, but because of my relationship with my homegirls, it's how we communicate. But in this setting with this type of guy, I should have definitely had more couth about it, and we'll get there. So one of these days, me and my homegirl Lollipop, who I've kicked it with, that's bae. Okay, Lollipop is bae. Me and her done kicked it since high school. You know what I'm saying? Been through a whole bunch together. But Lollipop and I, we're kicking it. We're uptown chilling or whatever.
For Josephine?
Yes, ma'am.
421.
All right, so my philosophy on life is, even if I'm gonna show up late, I'm gonna have a coffee with me. You can say what you want, but I already let them know. Thank you. Have a good one. I already let them know that I was coming in, and I can't not get this coffee, y'all. I can't not get it. What was I saying? Okay, so Pete, we just sat here and had a night. I'm talking about open mouth cackle. We went here, there, everywhere. We was on the south side, the north side, the west side, and the east side. Do you hear me? Ended up in Uptown. So by the time that my little yeah hit me up, I'm like, okay, I'll pull up on you. So we're like up here. We're turned up. By the time we make it to him and his folks are like down here. They're like sipping brandies and stuff, just listening to like cool jazz. You see the difference? So when we already popped up in there, we was on 1,000. And my friend was like, how long we gonna stay here? And I'm like, girl, we just gonna stay for a little bit. Let's see what's up. We walk upstairs or whatever, and you know, it's a nice spot. We knock on the door. We get accepted in, and it is so feng shui. This older man, he was a businessman or whatever, stocks, bonds, whatever. Who knows? Who cares? It was laid out. It smelled amazing. It was clean. It was immaculate. And he offered us drinks. He had the fancy glasses with the fancy ice. So, you know, he put it in there and it spun around, glistening in the, I don't know, the fancy lights. He had the fireplace blazing. Like, it was such a vibe. But we're there. We're sipping whatever we're sipping with Coke. And I know now that his uncle was kind of sizing me up. He probably was talking about me to his uncle, and he just wanted to get a feel of who his nephew was rocking with, because like I said, he was so dapper. He was a quarter zip type of fella. He just didn't know how to drive, guys. Like, and then chopping it up, and me and my homegirl, I'm looking at her, looking at him, and I'm like, is that you? You like that? You like that DILF? You want some of that? And of course, thank you, have a good one. And of course, she's open mouth cackling because she was like, shoot, let me bust this can of biscuits on that man and see what's happening. We're high key being a little vulgar. I cannot lie. We're being a little vulgar about it because, and I admit, like, we've just been having a time. And had I known that, I don't know what I thought we were pulling up on. To be honest, he just told me to pull up. And then once I get there, he lets me know this is Uncle Type 5, right? Okay, so as I'm talking with my homegirl, I'm saying things like, do you think he's cute? Like, look at him. Like, he may be an older guy, but he's got swagger and he's in shape. Like, look at him. Like, look at his stature. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing that to keep my friend engaged, because I'm not gonna say it was a dummy mission, but it was like, it was out the blue. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't something that was planned. He hit me with the, pull up on me type vibes. And we already had plans to go other places. So this is going to be like an in-between spot. And so, you know, I'm trying to keep my homegirl engaged while I chop it up with him and his uncle. You know, he's asking me all these questions. I'm telling him about my aspirations, my goals. And one thing about him that I remember is he was like, pitch me your idea in 30 seconds or less. And to this day, when it comes to me breaking down what I desire or giving a pitch on something, I have not mastered doing it in 30 seconds. You feel me? So that's definitely something that who is this? Hold on. I don't remember where we left off, so I'm just going to pop in where we met Whiplash's godfather, his unc. We gonna call him sorry. So what ends up happening, I'm trying to scan the scene real quick and see if there's a coffee joint that I want to pull up on. Right, nope. Okay, we're turning. If we're in our 20s, he's probably in his 50s, late 40s, 50s. You know what I'm saying? So it's giving. I'm gonna get a man his flowers. He was very handsome. He was a handsome fella. Do you feel me? Do you hear me? Do you understand? And high key, it seemed at one point he was kind of giving some energy to my friends. I was like, let me find out. Unc got a little interest in my homegirl Lollipop. So me being me, I'm not trying to play matchmaker, but I'm trying to be like, hey girl, I'm catching vibes. So whenever they would enter into the room, we were having one conversation, right? So, you know, we're engaging, talking about whatever. But when they would leave, you know what I'm saying, we code switch. Girl, did you see how he was looking at you? Now, why was he licking his lips like that? Da, 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 da. Did you see? Da, 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 da. Like, we're just having a whole rundown because we're just trying to figure out some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just trying to figure out some things. And plus, we've been outside all day experiencing all kind of personalities. We're just adding this to the list of the type of people we keep running into. Let's call a spade, okay? The amount of people and situations on this day that we were encountering was top tier. You would have to be there to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so here we are now in front of this man uncle, and we're just trying to figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But when they would come back in the room, we code switch again. Now, the only thing about Whiplash is he was very suspicious. So even when he would leave and we would code switch, I noticed a little too late that he kept that door cracked and he was listening. So he started to get irritated with our conversation because he was like, why are you noticing my uncle, da 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 da? Because he ends up pulling me aside and he's like, what's up with y'all conversation? I'm like, what are you talking about? Huh? What are you talking about? He was like, I think that's kind of weird. I think it's kind of suspicious that he didn't say suspicious, but he might as well have said suspicious. He was like, I think it's kind of weird that you sitting in here. Basically I Googling my uncle, like, you supposed to be here with me and you talking about how fine he is and da 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 and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I'm not saying it for me. I'm talking to my friend because your uncle is giving off some energy that we're picking up. So we're talking about it and I'm saying to her, like, yeah, he's attractive. Okay, Papa. What you doing, uncle? Because she got eyes and ears too. So when y'all both leave the room, she's asking me, did I see what she saw? And did I hear what she heard? And I'm like, I sure did. I'm picking it up, baby girl. So he was getting upset with me and I'm high-key getting upset with him because it's like, you already know who I'm here for. But if my homegirl is picking up signs from your uncle and she's talking to me about it, of course I'm a be like, yeah, I did see that too, girl. I did. Now, and she made some little comment or whatever, and I agreed. I was like, it do look like that. He didn't like it because I'm supposed to not have eyeballs at all. I'm supposed to not see this man at all. And regardless if my friend notices another man, I'm not supposed to see him. I'm not supposed to notice anything about him. I'm not even supposed to know it's a human being there. I'm supposed to, my only attention was supposed to be on him. And that was something I thought was weird because, not to be disrespectful or anything, I'm not here for nobody but you. You feel me? I only got eyes for you. But he legitimately only wanted my eyeballs to see him. It was weird, y'all. And because of that, I just was like, okay. Mind you, we already had our smooth disagreements because of networking. And now he's like kind of tripping with me about talking, code switching, or chopping it up with my homegirl about his uncle who was doing what his uncle was doing. You feel me? White chocolate. So it was starting to get heated. I was like, all right, well, we're about to head out. It was good to see you, da 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 da. Now, one thing about his uncle that I did remember, because I can't even tell you too much about this man other than he smelled nice, he had a nice house, and he was flirting with my friend. Okay, but outside of that, one thing that resonated with me that I do remember fully is because he's a businessman. He was like, and I was telling him about the project I was working on at the time and a book that I was working on at the time, and he was like, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds, pitch your idea to me, because in most cases, in most situations, you only got 30 seconds, sometimes only 15. And I was like, well, I've never done that before. Let me see if I can do it. So he was like, okay, think about what it is that you want to say to me And me as a businessman, I'm going to give you my honest review. And I was like, okay. So I thought about it in the midst of them handing us our second or third drink of the adult variety. You feel me? So how you getting mad at me for sitting here open mouth cackling my friend, and y'all are sitting here having us all imbibed in the vibes? You feel me? I did like it, but whatever. Like, at this point, it's whatever. But even then, I'm just sitting here like, man, you tripping, bro. You tripping, bro. So, hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. So, anyway. Oh, excuse me, y'all. So, of course, I ain't going for it, y'all. I'm not rocking with that. This is like, with his driving alone, I feel like that was like strike 1 and 2, because how are you having the audacity to say anything to me when you can't drive, type vibes. And then 2, I just felt like, I don't know if it was an insecurity or just control, but I just wasn't rocking with that level of intensity when it came to how he felt I should act around him. One, when I met you, I told you I did prose and poetry. At the time, I was actively doing that. You know what I'm saying? I told you that I've done art and I've done debate, and that I am social. Now, how social am I? Look, I'm as social as I can be these days, but that doesn't change the fact that these are things you knew about me before we even linked up. I used to tell him about going on, are they gonna let him turn? Do a U-turn? Cyber truck. I'm not gonna make that. Y'all not gonna let me go. Go ahead. Let me bust this the way I'ma bust it. Come on. Okay, perfect. So I think that's what was starting to irritate me. It'd be different if I was switching up my vibe, but I told him exactly what type of time I'm on, like who I am and how I act in public. These are things that even when we met the first time at either South by Southwest or ACL, he saw it in action. We ended up taking a picture with the naked cowboy. So, I mean, not that I'm just walking around wanting to take pictures with naked men, but it's a cowboy out at Austin who goes around with his guitar in his tighty whities, and he'll just strum his guitar and take pictures with people. Okay, I don't know. Okay, like I said, keep Austin weird. Look, I'm not here to judge it. I'm just saying, when you literally first met me, that's the type of time I was on. So why is it now that we're together and you have such scrutiny for how I'm engaging when I am this way? Now, even in my older age, I'm more reserved, but if I'm gonna be out, I'm going to make eye contact with people. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to give people their flowers. Okay? I definitely believe in giving people compliments, and especially a woman. Like, let a gal come up in here smelling good, looking good. You will immediately be whatever it is that caught my attention. Okay, shoes. Okay, lip gloss. Okay, eyebrows. Okay, smells. Like, whatever it is that you did that caught my attention, I'm gonna praise you with it, because who doesn't like that? And he hated it. He hated that I was that way. And it's like, I was this way when you met me, and here it is now. You have this criticism of me. All you do is criticize and criticize, my boy. But anyway, moving on. So it irritated me. And also, like I said, we was turned up all day, entering into all kind of precarious situations. And then it was like we walked into a library and had to just like, you feel me? So after that, I'm like, let me chill. Let me be the one to chill, right? Long story, I hope I can get in. I don't know if I can get in this way. Let me go to the front. So long story long, yeah, I got just enough time. So long story long, we have a little bit of a disagreement. Nothing too big, because like I said, I'm having a grand old time, so I'm not trying to go tit for tat with this man, right? He pulled me aside trying to check me about how I'm engaging in front of his uncle, and I was like, you know what, how about me and my friend leave? We're gonna go. And that's what we did. We packed up our little mini purses with our lip gloss, and we dipped up out that mug. Do you hear me? So after that, he texts me or whatever, like, it's so funny sometimes how people act. They got so much to say, but then when you huff off and you stiff with them, then all of a sudden it's, I really enjoyed your company. I can't wait to see you again. Like, I hope that our disagreement doesn't affect our relationship. You just know how I am at this point, blah blah beepity boppity boop. And I'm just like, okay bro, whatever, I'll talk to you later. Now, was I done with him? No, because like I said, he was cool people. He had his character flaws just like I had mine at this point. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't change the fact that in that moment we had to dip. And child, we dipped, and then we had a good time. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to stop for now. It's time for me to get in the building, smelling like something sweet, baby. I gotta get some more of that. But I'll talk to you cool cats later. I got to get to getting, y'all. So this is the beginning of part 2. No, I think I started part 2 already, and this is just a continuation of part 2. I don't know, we'll figure it out, but I'll talk to you guys. I don't remember where we left off, but I do have a gist of where we left off. Essentially, me and my homegirl Lollipop, we skedaddled. I was upset with him because I felt like he was tripping on me. And don't get me wrong, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way some of me and my friends talk to each other, it can be, I get it. I get you being kind of like, what's going on here? That's my man's. Why you talk about him in any regard? Like, I get it. Okay, whatever, right? It doesn't change the fact that I still felt like I'm being true to who I am, and you, kind sir, want me to change to be more what you want me to be, to acquiesce to whatever ideology you have of who I'm supposed to be to you, basically. And I'm just like, whatever, bro. So, like I said, when you like someone, but y'all have like your altercation, your verbal altercations, you kind of take it for what it is, and then y'all reconcile somehow, some way. So that's kind of pretty much what happened with us. Because I still liked him, I still wanted to see him, and I enjoyed his company, as long as I wasn't looking, breathing, or standing next to any body of the male specimen. Anyway, so fast forward. Things were all good until my homegirl's birthday party. Y'all, that in itself is a whole story time, and I feel like I guess let's get into it. I guess this will, because I really don't know how long this part 2 is. So what I'll say is we'll just do it, and if it's real long, I'll just pop in the future and let y'all know that I have to do a part 2, or I'll talk until I pick my kids up. So y'all got me for the next 20 minutes. Let's see how much we can jabberjaw in the time being. So like I said, I'm enamored with him because he's a handsome man. I cannot stress that enough. But I did notice that certain things about him, I was just kind of picking up little cues, okay? So fast forward, it's my homegirl's birthday, right? We're chopping it up. She's dating this individual whom we're going to name, we're going to name the girl she was dating Violin, because she plays an instrument. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, the dynamic with Violin in itself is crazy. That's a whole nother story time for a whole nother day. Just know, ask me, like, if we get to that point, just ask me whatever happened to Violin, and then we will cue the music, okay? Cue the violins, because girl, that was a whole story time in itself. Fast forward. So my homegirl, she was dating this chick named Violin. And for her birthday, she had a few things she wanted to do. And she had a few people who she wanted to invite. One of them being someone from Austin. Whole story time. Look, we'll have to, I'm gonna need to hurry get in my spaceship so we can reference these people. So for right now, we're just gonna name him Homeboy. But he is someone that we met in Austin. He was more her friend than mine because for whatever reason, he was always playing me to the left. And remember when I told y'all I had a lot of pick-me energy on me? I don't know why I said that weird. I know I mentioned this before and I'll mention it again. I had pick-me energy on me. So in my mind, that's my homeboy. And if he needs something from me, he can use it. You're right. But how he was acting and treating me, it was confusing me because it's like, we supposed to be cool, but you treating me like I'm a vagrant off the street. You see, I had to think about how I wanted to say this. So every name but a child of God is what I was thinking. But you know, he was treating me like I was a vagrant off the street. He was very combative with me. He had an attitude with me a lot of the times. And I will not lie, there was some sort of sexual tension between us. But that's a space that I dabbled in often. We gonna have to dive into that another day. So to me, just because there is flirting involved does not necessarily mean that we aren't friends, and that I wouldn't allocate resources to him that I wouldn't allocate to a friend. So it was just like that. But you know what I'm saying, there was definitely some situations that situated out of that. We'll have to get into that another day. Just know we were cool, but we weren't that cool. And how weird he was acting towards me ended up being a reason why me and my homegirl stopped talking for a very long time. Anytime she was going to hang out with him, I was like chunking up the deuces and I went and did something else. You know what I'm saying? So like, when I say that was more her friend than mine, just keep that in mind, right? So fast forward, where she invited him out. It was her girlfriend, me, him, and like a couple other people who came and celebrated her birthday with her. Now this is a whole weekend affair. Do you hear me? They pulled in town. Who else was it? I have a feeling it was somebody else too, but I cannot remember who. What I do know is everybody came in town who was out of town, came and kicked it at my homegirl's house and her and her girl's house, and it ended up being a whole debacle. Oh, our other homegirl. Okay, I get it. I remember. And our other homegirl, who I think she moved to Dallas, or she was about to move to Dallas, but we met her out there. It was a whole thing. So we all were going to pretty much spend the whole weekend celebrating her birthday with her, which I'm cool with. Like, I wasn't tripping on it. But as far as him, you know what I'm saying? I know how to be cordial without being like a butthole. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really tripping on it. We was cool. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, even if there were moments where I wasn't really rocking with him like that, in the long run, we were cool. So, fast forward. It's her birthday weekend, right? Everybody who came into town has, I don't know who y'all are, if y'all are MAGA types or what, so I'm not gonna, people start waving fires, I gotta read the signs, because Anyway, so and here is my turn. So anyway, so what ends up happening, it's her weekend, and mind you, I keep reiterating myself because I'm trying to really think, like, this was a while ago, but I know a whole bunch of BS happened. So where did it start? So let's say her birthday was on a Friday. So everybody, oh no, let's say her birthday was on a Saturday. So everybody met up Friday, hung out Saturday, and then Sunday brunch type vibes, and then everyone moved on about their way by Sunday, Monday. So we all was kicking it heavy. So Friday, everyone links up. We're supposed to go do something. I probably had to work, but we're supposed to link up and either have a session at her place or go out, get something to eat. It was just a lot. I can't remember the specifics. I'll have to actually, you know what? I'll be right back, y'all. Sexy. Ha ha. Okay, anyway. All right, so from what I remember where we left off, what was the end of us? Okay, so like I said, it was my homegirl's birthday. She invited a lot of the people that we knew from Austin down. We had a great time. It was a whole weekend affair. Okay, I'm just gonna focus on the night until, because that is a different story time. And I think that when I dive into the Austin story time, I'll piggyback on this one and be like, hey, go check out this episode, because it'll give you like a little something too. Now, on this night, we were going to, what is it, Beamers? Is it called Beamers, y'all? I think, drop in the comment section below if you from Dallas or you ever been to Dallas and you ever went to Beamers. That's where we were. So we pulled up, and it was multiple of us. Like I pulled up separate because I had some other stuff I had going on and I was meeting them. I remember I was wearing this seafoam colored dress on. It was super cute, right? It was a 3/4 sleeve, and it stopped above the knee, and it cinched at the waist and flowered out. I had on the cutest heels, girl. When I tell you I was so cute. And it was the birthday girl. She had on her birthday outfit. Well, when I was moving around and everything, I had some stuff on me in my car, and I was like, I don't want to bring all this stuff in. So what I did was I walked up to my homegirl and them and was like, hey, I'm gonna put X, Y, and Z in your car, because I don't want to take it into mine. I don't want to take it in, and my car is parked further down because I came a little after them, and I think they were there already waiting type vibe, right? So I put X, Y, and Z in their trunk. I also accidentally put my cell phone in the trunk, and I didn't realize it until we had already went inside. I was like, oh dang, where's my phone? So when I go outside to get my phone, that's when I noticed that their car got robbed. Somebody broke into their car and took everything out, including my cell phone. Now, the problem with all this is I was supposed to be linking up with Whiplash, right? And we were already having, as I stated before, some discord because he felt that I was too friendly. And I'm like, I'm not too friendly. You're just being a little overbearing, right? So on the day in question, I'm sitting there like, oh snap, I need my phone. So I go to get my phone, and my phone is nowhere to be found. And also, they didn't gut these people's car out. My homegirl and her significant other had all their stuff in there, all her birthday presents, all her just stuff from the house. Like, their valuables were in this car, and someone did not lock the door. But oh, and I tell you, I was so pissed. I was so very pissed. And whoever didn't lock the door, I could have sworn it was the homeboy. But whoever the case may be, when I tell you I was pissed, because not only am I smooth, high-key beefing with my bae, he already think that I'm out here running these streets, which I wasn't. you know, on when I'm running the streets, you'll know. Cause I'll tell you. You feel me? I'll be frolicking in the on the pavement. You feel me? If it's something that I'm doing, I'm pretty transparent about it. It just is how it is, right? Especially now, I'm super transparent about how I'm moving and how I'm grooving. So I digress. When I tell y'all I was so upset. So mind you, this is my friend's birthday dinner. Or not dinner, this is my friend's birthday. So of course, everybody's in the mood for fun and frolicking. I am like, ciao. I'm trying to make sure I'm not coming off like I'm on a fugazi, because we had just had a conversation about me answering my phone, and he was supposed to meet me at Beamer's, and I'm not answering my phone because my phone is what, y'all? Stolen. It's took. My phone is gone, y'all, and never to be found again. All right? So I'm sick about it. I'm thick about it. I'm thick and tired at this point, okay? Just thick and tired at this point, y'all. So what do I do? While everyone's, you know, while everyone's having a grand old time, I'm up here trying to do a reconnaissance. Now I'm a spy. Now I'm trying to hack into my password, hack into my email, so I can possibly find his number, because this is the age where don't nobody remember nobody number, right? If I remember your number in this day and age right now, it's because either you've had that number forever, or I just love you and I need your number and I need to be able to reach you, you know, type vibe. So while everyone's sitting there taking shots and drinking and having a grand old time, I'm sitting here like, dang, because he was like, I'm gonna hit you up when I'm on my way, da 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 bada boop. So I'm sitting there thinking like, we just got into this conversation about this, and now my phone is took, you can't reach me, and it seems bad on my part, especially when I'm not doing nothing. Oh no, I was not trying to have that. And also on top of that, I need my phone. You feel me? Like, this is not, we're at the day and age now where you need your phone. Our phones are oh, sorry y'all, let me adjust. Our phones are legitimately our lifeline. You mean to tell me there's a McDonald's up here this whole time and did I see it? Girl! Okay, because I never come this way. See, if I came this way, I would have saw it. Girl, look at that. I just shaved off like 10 minutes on my journey, yo. Woo, woo. Woo, woo. I'm excited. Okay, anyway, so I say all that to say, when I say and then the homeboy, because me and him be beefing, I'm just sitting here side-eyeing him like, why would you not lock the car? We are literally downtown. You feel me? We are literally where the criminals reside. Why would you not? And we did it in front of come on now, bro. Like, we already are pronouncing our E's and our R's. You know what I'm saying? In this establishment, in this here dancery. And you gonna sit here and forget to lock the door? What? Who does that? Who stinking does that? So I was peeved, okay? Spent the whole night trying to log into my account to try and get his number, to try and let him know, hey, you know, it ain't on a fugazi. From that point on, though, cooked. After like a couple attempts, I just had to chunk it up. I just had to chunk it up and be like, I'm gonna have to reach him whenever I can. Like, if he's gonna act like that, then there's really nothing I can do. Da da da, beady body boo, bibbity bobbity, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward, once I gave up, right? Once I gave up and I was just like, can't do nothing about it. Everyone was kind of sitting up. It was like the way being was set up, you walk in, there's like a raised section that's kind of like around the bar, and then you can like go down, you can go to the dance floor, da 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 da. Once I accepted my fate in all of this, it was like, after I had attempted to reach him the several ways that I knew how to reach him, you know what I'm saying? I accepted defeat mind you, let's say I found out that the car got nabbed at like 10:30. By 11:30, I had accepted defeat, and they looking at me, I'm looking at them. They looking at me, and I'm looking at them. And why they have a line of shots waiting there, like a tray of shots, like, girl, just accept this defeat. So what do? I go, I take the shot, and we just party, we have a good time, and I'm sick about it. Okay, I already told y'all, I'm thick and I'm tired. So fast forward. Afterwards, I head home. The crew head back to my homegirl in their house. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna pull up on y'all tomorrow. So I pull up on them the next day. They're letting me know the ins and outs of some other stuff that happened, and I'm not gonna dive in it on this episode because I told you there's levels to this, right? So by the time that I get to the Heezy, by the time I get back to their house, homeboy is like, my bad, shorty, you know me and you, da 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 da, we be having our whatevers, but you my homegirl, I fucks with you, da da da, all of that, you my homegirl, I rock with you, I'll get you a new phone, cause I was on me, big dog type vibes, and I was just like, whatever, homeboy, I really don't like you right now. I thought we were gonna be cool, but I really don't like you right now, bro. So just don't talk to me. And I had tried to reach out to him. He wasn't going for it. So I just accepted it. They had like brunch style breakfast or whatever and all that good stuff. And it just was what it was, right? Fast forward. After that comes the ridiculousness, right? Now, like I told you, thank you so much. You have a good one. Once I admitted defeat, accepted it for what it was, then came me trying to reach out to him to see what's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to, at this point, plead my case, because more than anything, I want you to know that I'm not on no fugazi. Even though it may seem like it, even though it comes across that way, I need this man to know in that moment that, look, I'm not trying to play with you. When we had that conversation, I was ready to take it serious, like, because I legitimately like you. But I had no control over that, and my phone was stolen. No, radio comm silent. I think I tried to hit him up on POF, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So then comes the crazy part. So I have never had this happen to me this was the first and last time this has ever happened to me. And by golly, I will try to make sure it never happens to me like this again. So I feel like I'm talking too fast. So fast forward. So I'm explaining to my homegirls what happened, da da da. They were like, dang, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I need to pull up on him to let him know what happened, because he ain't going for it. Like, I'm trying to explain myself, I'm trying to like reach him, and he's ignoring me, like ghosted me type vibe, right? Y'all, ooh, why y'all talking? My eyebrows were so scanned. Cheese and crackers, guys. But anyway, so they're like, yeah, I'll ride down with you. Okay, so hear me out. This is what happens. I drive the exorbitant amount of distance to pull up on mans, right? I'm talking about, it took an hour to get there. I pull up, I see his car out in the parking lot. So I'm like, great, he's here. Let me go up there and just talk to him, right? So I walk up there to the familiar door that opened for me several times. I knock on the door, and then his homie answers. And his homie's like, oh, what's up? What you doing here? And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to reach Whiplash, like, bro. And I'm like, bro, I've been trying to reach Whiplash. My phone got stolen. My homegirl, I accidentally left my phone in my homegirl car, and her car got nabbed. So my phone got took in the process, and I've been trying to reach Whiplash, and he's not responding. So I had to come out here so he knows what's going on, because this is definitely not the type of timing that I'm trying to be on, type vibe, right? I'm saying all of these things. I'm being sincere. And he looked at me. He looked at the door. He looked at me and said, oh, he not here right now. Huh? What you mean? He not here right now. So while I'm sitting here giving him this whole breakdown, like being sincere AF, y'all, he's looking at me and then cutting his head into the door. So he's doing like, you know how you talking, and then you kind of like look in the door and then you kind of like come back. He did that. And it was like, oh, he not here. He did that motion. I'm like, well, whatever do you mean, homie? And I'm giving him the stare. I'm staring this man down at this point because I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about. His car's right there. And he always used to say, and this is what gets me. This is what got me. This is what had me gotten. All right, y'all? When we used to cuddle up on that boo pillow talking nonsense, he would be like, you can come down whenever you want to. If ever you see my car out there, you know you can come because I'm here. You pull up on me and we could cuddle. We could do la 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 bitty bada bitty bitty bum ba bitty ba. Like telling me a dream, y'all. He's selling me a dream. A dream. So for him to say something like that and then turn around and be like, his homie, to be like, nah, he ain't here. I'm like, well, whatever do you mean? Because just a fortnight ago, he was telling me that if I could believe it, hold on. Wait, hold on. He was just telling me a fortnight ago, if I could dream it, I could believe it. You feel me? So why is it now you telling me mans ain't here when he just told me while he was caressing on me that if I saw his car outside, he would be here? Is he not here? And he told me he wasn't. So I was like, well, when will he come back? I don't know. He just left. Where? On foot? As much as this non-driving Negro be hither and thither, I ain't never seen him walk nowhere. So I was upset. I was like, oh, okay. Well, can you give him a message for me? So I relayed the message with the sincerity. And he was like, I slam, lock. I was like hurt. So mind you, this whole conversation lasted but a couple minutes. Walked up there, door, oh, he ain't here. Slam, lock. So I walk back down and they're like, my homegirl's like, what happened? And I'm like, he's not here. Now, mind you, I didn't told them the whole rundown. So anytime that we were pillow talking, I'm relaying this back to my homie. So they side-eyeing me. They side-eyeing the car and they side-eyeing me. And I'm like, yeah, he's not here. So I'm going to go. They were like, girl, we just drove an hour down here. And I'm like, I know. But we got to go. So fast forward, let's say within the next week or so, I tried to reach out to him. He stiff-armed me the way that someone stiff-arm you when you have been ghosted. And I'm like, I'm going to try one more time. This is my final attempt to reach this man. So what do I do, y'all? What do? I take one last trek to his apartment. And I am looking really stupid. And what happens? Let me tell you what happens. Same thing. Is his car there, y'all? Yes, it is. Is he there though? And his car is there? No, he is not. So now I have accepted that this man is ghosting me, and he is probably behind the door waggling his little neck saying, don't let her in. Okay, this is what's happening. I've accepted it, and now I'm super uber duper sad because I ain't never been ghosted like that before. Now, have I ghosted someone like that before? Yes. And it hurts. It stings. I don't like it. Because like I told y'all, when I moved to Austin, everyone got ghosted. the whole shabiddle and the whole shebang got ghosted. Why? Because I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take it. So everyone had to get relieved from my life. So for that to happen, you know, in the way that I have a tendency of disappearing on people, and it happening to me, ooh, it hurt. It cut deep. It felt like somebody slashed me up with the tips of paper, giving me all kind of paper cuts, and it just doused me in the liquids of alcohol and shame, salting my wounds, if you will. So yeah, I was so sad about it, y'all. So sad. And on my way back the second time, because the second time, I think the first time I took my homegirls with me, and first time I took my homegirls with me, and the second time I took my homegirl with me, and my homegirl went both times, and she was like, "Friend, it's okay. You can't do nothing about it, but don't bring your butt up here no more." And I was like, "You sure right, I'm not, because that would be crazy." And that is how I think that was my final time using POF. No, it's not. There was one last time that I used POF, and it ended with me getting bed bugs. And those are the reasons why I don't use POF to this day.
Pulling out the coupe at the lot, told him fuck 12, fuck SWAT, busting all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box, had to put the stick in the box. Pour up the whole damn seal, I'ma get lazy. I got the mojo deals, we been trapping